One, for sure, is Alexander Isak, the priority target for Arsenal, but also Liverpool are closely monitoring the situation of Alexander Isak. So for sure, Liverpool and Arsenal will be in the mix for the player, and it really depends on Newcastle, on what Newcastle wants to do in terms of eventual price for the player. If you talk to Newcastle today, they insist that the player is not for sale, that the player is untouchable. But when these clubs will arrive with important proposals, we have to see what kind of number they will give them. Forget about 70, 80, 90 million euros. Must be more than this to convince Newcastle. But Arsenal will be there, Liverpool will be there. For Liverpool will be a busy summer. We will touch on that in the next days. But remember what I told you about Darwin Nunes. Darwin is expected to leave Liverpool in the summer transfer window, and Alexander Isak is one of the names they have in the list. But for Arsenal, is an obsession. Alexander Isak is a player they wanted for a long time, absolutely considered fantastic by Mikel Arteta, so it's going to be an interesting one to follow. Alexander Isak for sure in the summer transfer window, and the other name remains Benjamin Chesco. I told you in about wingers, because I wanted to clarify something more on Luis Diaz. I was telling you earlier this week that there is a chance for Luis Diaz to leave Liverpool in the summer transfer window. My information remains that Darwin Nunes is expected to leave the club in the summer. For Luis Diaz, is not guaranteed, but is a possibility. Is something that is being discussed already because there was some interest from Saudi, and Luis Diaz decided to stay at the club. Now, what about Barcelona? Luis Diaz is one of the 3-4 names on the short list of Barcelona for the summer transfer window. Nothing has been agreed, nothing has been discussed yet, especially on club side. It's too early, also because Barca will take their time before deciding who is the winger they want to sign, how much they have left in terms of budget and financial fair play with all the legal regulations that we know very well. So for Barca, there is still work to do before saying, okay, we will go for this player, we will negotiate for this player, and we will get this player. But Luis Diaz is on the list. I'm told that Barca have a very good relationship with people close to Luis Diaz, and that's a good factor. I'm also told that Luis Diaz would be open to trying a new experience in Spain, in this case at Barcelona. Very exciting football for a fast, quality player with his skills would be absolutely perfect. So Luis Diaz could be tempted by this opportunity. But at the moment, still no negotiations, still no direct contacts, and there are more options in the list at Barcelona. But for Luis Diaz, the possibility to leave is something concrete, and the interest from Saudi remains, because as I told you, they wanted him at the beginning of January. For Darwin was in the final days of January. For Luis Diaz was at the beginning of January, end of December, when their contacts took place. The player decided to stay, but from Saudi they remain interested. Let's see what happens with Luis Diaz. And let's see what happens with several strikers, because it's going to be a busy summer for strikers. Let me tell you that my information is that in the recent weeks, several clubs started calling for strikers around. We always mention Viktor Gyökeres, for example, and more, Victor Osimhen. We know how much interest there is in these strikers. But keep an eye also on 2 more names. One is Rasmus Højlund, because Manchester United are really planning to bring you several times. We expect Darwin Nunes to be one of the names to watch in the summer. And there is movement The movements have already started around Darwin Nunes, who is now in an important moment of the season with Liverpool. Of course, they are focused on winning the Premier League. That's the mission for Darwin: win the Premier League and then consider a move in the summer. Because Darwin, according to my information, was very open already in January to joining Al Nassr. He was ready to say yes to Saudi, he was ready to say yes to that project. Then Liverpool decided to keep the current squad, not to change anything. Also because in January there was no player available in terms of their own transfer targets. They have a list for the summer, but those players were not available in January, so Liverpool decided against investing money on a player they didn't trust, 100% trust in January, and to wait for the summer transfer window. Now let's see what happens with Darwin. European clubs, Saudi clubs and more, there will be movement, but my sources keep telling me that the expectation is for Darwin to leave Liverpool in the summer transfer window. There is already some movement now with people close to the player exploring all the possibilities. Again, let me mention that Darwin is super serious, super professional, working hard to help Liverpool win the Premier League, and then in the summer the situation could be different with the player leaving the Reds. And then guys, to complete today's video,
Alexander Isak has once again been linked with a move to Liverpool as the Reds look to strengthen their attacking options. The Swedish striker, currently at Newcastle United, has been in impressive form this season, leading to speculation that he could be on Liverpool's radar. Liverpool is reportedly considering Isak as a long-term solution for their forward line, with his pace, technical ability, and finishing making him a strong fit for their high-intensity system. With uncertainty surrounding the futures of Mohamed Salah and Darwin Nunes, Liverpool could look to bring in a new attacking focal point, and Isak's Premier League experience would make him an attractive option. However, Newcastle is unlikely to let him go cheaply. Reports suggest that the Magpies would demand at least £80 million for the Swedish international, making any potential transfer a difficult one. Financial fair play concerns could also play a role in whether Liverpool is able to make a serious offer. For now, Isak remains focused on his performances at Newcastle, but if Liverpool pushes ahead with their interest, this could become a major transfer story in the coming months. Would Isak be a good signing for Liverpool? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more transfer updates.